Hey friends, welcome to One Little Coder. Today we are going to see a very exciting Gradio project where we are going to build a YouTube Shorts caption creator. What we are going to do is we are going to create an application where you can upload a video and then you can add captions in English to that video. You can actually embed the captions to that video and then download the video that you have got captioned. So this is something that a lot of YouTubers do, especially if you see YouTube Shorts. A lot of YouTube Shorts, you would see that while somebody is talking, there'll be a text going here and there, and this is quite common. And there are a lot of short form videos, whether it is on podcast, whether it is on LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. A lot of people do this. What we're going to do this, we are going to do this using open source technology, using the latest Whisper from OpenAI, and we are also going to build this entire thing as a Gradio application, so you can just play around with it. Finally, at the end of the video, we're going to show how to deploy this on Hugging Face Spaces completely for free, and you can use it. First, I'm going to show you how the end application would look like. Then I'll take you through step by step of how to build this. Finally, I'll tell you how to wrap this entire thing into a Gradio application, and then finally we'll see the deployment part. So to start with, I would like to show you the actual content, the video. So I've got a video. I think this is one of very popular YouTubers. I've got one video. Let me play it. I'm not going to talk it. I invented the wake up winch, the extra pick me up you need to get out of bed when you're. So when you see this video, you know that there is no caption here. This video is like this, but you would see a lot of YouTube shorts with some kind of caption like this. So after you upload this video, I have a button called generate subtitle video. Once you click that, this is the video that you're going to get. I invented the wake up winch, the extra pick me up you need to get out of bed when you're just too tired. Next time you're super cozy and asleep, but it's time for your alarm to go off, reach out and grab onto the handle as it moves upward past your lifeless body. Inside the high torque winch. And you can see that it works pretty well, like exactly what the person is speaking. And what I'm going to tell you is probably is going to blow your mind. This does not only work only for English but also for other languages. For example, let me show you another demo. In this case, this is a video where you have got the video, the character in the video talking in Tamil plus little English words. Like for example, let me play this. So you can see that the character is speaking in Tamil. Also, she's saying words like button, discipline. These are English words. So this is what, like, we have a mixture of Tamil and English. And once you get it out of this application that we have built, this is what you get. The button எப்பவுமே போட்டுதான் இருக்குமா? அதுக்கு தானே கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. பார்க்கறதுக்கு ரொம்ப டிசிப்ளினா இருக்கீங்களே. வேலை காலையில எத்தனை மணிக்கு எந்திரிப்பீங்க? 4:30. And you can see how exactly this. I mean, if you know Tamil, you would know that you would appreciate the fact that it is transcribing and also translating it properly. There are a couple of mistakes that you would see, like if the entire thing we play at the end of the video. But overall, this is a very impressive application. At this point, if you see globally, there are very few companies. Like Descript is one of the household names in this business, where you can upload some content and they're going to do ASR, automatic speech recognition, for you, and they can also take the string, like the text, and then embed it on your video, whether it is podcast, shorts, TikTok, or whatever it is. So but Descript is a paid application. It's not a free application. There are a lot of these paid applications out there. What I'm going to show you is completely on Google Colab. You can run this and it's going to be available completely for free. And let's get started with the video. First thing, make sure that the Google Colab notebook has a GPU environment. And without saying that this code will be available in the YouTube description, make sure you check it out. Give a like to the video if you like it. Also subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel. So first step, enable GPU. It works fine on CPU as well, but the inference time is massively improved on a GPU. So use the free GPU that Google gives us. Next, install the library Whisper. Once the library Whisper is installed, load the model. So we know that there are different categories of model, like the tiny model, small model, base model. I'm going with base model, but if you want better accuracy, you can even go with medium. And it's possible that above that collab might collapse, and that's what I read on Twitter. The next thing is just check the device. If oh, I am on the same notebook. Okay, I'm sorry. Actually, I think I'm so sorry. I'm on a wrong notebook. But everything that I just said, it works fine. So the next thing is you have to install Gradio. Gradio is the front end application that we're going to use for building the web application. So it's a Python library. Once you do that, import certain libraries like OSS, subprocess. These are all inbuilt. We are going to use this to manipulate our access system level commands that will help us use ffmpeg for us to convert mp4 into audio, audio into text, take the text and put it back on the original mp4. So this is the workflow that we're going to have. So like I said, the way this application is going to look like this, you're going to have a place where somebody can upload a video, and after they upload the video, now you can take the video. Now we're going to take the video, let's assume it is mp4 for the sake of conversation. So we're going to take the video mp4 and convert it to an mp3 audio, and then take the mp3, send it to Whisper, and then ask Whisper to translate it for us, not just transcribing. Transcribing means it works only to English or any language to particular language. What we are doing is translating any language, like in this case Tamil, or any other language, German, whatever language it is, and then you translate the content finally back to English, not the original language in itself. And after you do that, take that as a subtitle, not just as a translated text, in this case a VTT subtitle, and we are going to finally show that or embed that on our final video, like the original video, and then we enable user to download the final video. This is the workflow is, and I'm going to show you exactly the same steps. Just keep that step in mind. First step is to convert video to mp3. So it's very simple. We are using ffmpeg. You can like literally Google this and find the ffmpeg command that helps you convert an audio and into an mp3. Once we do that, the next step is this is a function. So we have created a function. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, we have created a function, and we are going to give some input file name. And after because this is on collab, otherwise you don't have to do it. Now you take the input file name and then you pass it on to this function. It is going to store the file. It is going to create and store the file here in the file output file name. But also, just for us to reuse it, we are returning the mp3 file name here. So inside audio file, we are going to have, let's say, Tamil_shots.mp3. That's what we'll have. And then you can play the audio file. This is again. Now we are creating a function. That function is going to do the translation for us. And we're going to take a very simple approach. Very simple. When I say very simple, we're going to use the transcribe function that comes with Whisper model. And we're going to pass on the audio file. And we're going to just give certain options. And the mandatory option in this case is the task should be translate. If you do not define that it is translate, if you do not tell the transcribe function that it is translate, Whisper would automatically assume the default value would be transcribe, which means it would work from one language to another language. It would work from the same language to same language, like English to English, Tamil to Tamil, Hindi to Hindi, German to German, Spanish to Spanish. It wouldn't do German to English. It wouldn't do Arabic to English. It wouldn't do Urdu to English. So it wouldn't do any language to English. So for us to enable any language to English, we need to enable this task. At the end, we are going to do the transcription, and we are going to collect the result object and then return it back. And once we have the return object, we can print just the text, and then we can see the text in itself. But what we are more interested at this point is not just the text. We want the entire subtitle itself. We want it with timestamp. If you have ever opened a subtitle text on a notepad or any text editor, you would see that a subtitle would contain the starting time, ending time, and also the text in itself. So now what we are interested in is finding a way to write the subtitle. So what I'm using right now is I'm using an utility function inside Whisper called write_VTT. I'm taking that and I'm specifying an output directory, and I'm also specifying the path, like the name. So as if you remember, I already told you at the end of this step, what we have is we have a file name .mp3. In this case, Tamil_shots.mp3. So I'm going to take the name Tamil underscore shorts dot mp3. I'm going to split it by dot, which means I'm going to exclude the mp3, keep only the Tamil underscore shorts, and add dot vtt extension to it and write the subtitle file. So at this step, I'm going to write the subtitle inside my current directory. After I do that, I'm going to create certain file names. One, this is my subtitle file name, and this is my supposed to be output video name. So input the name, the like Tamil underscore shorts, concatenating it with underscore submitted, sorry, subtitle dot mp4. So these two are going to be what are we trying to do? Finally, we are trying to take the video, embed the subtitle on top of it, not as a subtitle file where user has an option to enable or disable, but we are going to like hardcore write on top of the video in itself, like embed on top of it. And that's what, like I said, YouTubers or TikTokers, they do. So for that, we need two things. Like I said, one is the subtitle file, the second is the output, like the video output video name, and also the input video, subtitle, output video. That's exactly what we're doing here. ffmpeg and like look up for this command, input video, the subtitle, and output video. That's it. You do this thing, at the end of this process, you will have a video that is exactly at the exact timestamp the subtitle is embedded or imprinted on top of the video in itself, and that is exactly what we saw. I don't know if it would play. It plays. So as you can see that it literally adds that. So now at this point, we have successfully finished what we started to do. The first thing we wanted to do is we wanted to create a code where you can give an input video, and then the input video is converted into an mp3. mp3 is then translated into English text. That English text is embedded on top of a the original video as a caption. This is what we wanted to do, and that is something that we have successfully done. You can see the caption in here. Now what we want to do is we don't want to leave it here. We want to take the script and convert it into a Gradio application. Now that is quite a simple process. Like if you have been following our channel, you know that we have got a Gradio tutorial in itself. A lot of Gradio we have built. But to quickly tell you what to do, a lot of things stay the same because we have already built a function, because we already have installed Gradio. Now what we have to do is very simple. And again, like in the last video, if you have not seen my last video on OpenAI Whisper, please check it out. In the last video, I had missed out an important detail, assuming like people know this thing, but a lot of people had asked me. Like right now, if you see in my code, I'm referring to this video called Tamil underscore shorts.mp4. Do you see the file here? No, you wouldn't see it because I have not uploaded it. So if you're running this code, when you copy this notebook and run it on your Google Colab environment, ideally you would get an error here because that file does not exist. So if you want to upload a file to Google Colab, which will persist only for that particular session, it's not going to persist forever. If the session closes, then that file doesn't exist. So just keep that in mind. If you want to upload a file to Google Colab session, one, you can click this button here, upload to session storage, or you can just simply drag and drop a file here. When you drag and drop here, it would say drop it here, or you can click upload and then it would come in here. And this is the content folder, and it's not the root folder, it's the content folder, and that's why we are writing the subtitle as well in the content. That's something for you to keep in mind, that if you blindly like run, not just blindly, I'm so sorry, but if you are going to just simply run this top to bottom, you are going to face an error here. So if you take this Google Colab notebook and you just want to use the Gradio part, install the first one, install the second one, then immediately scroll down to the last and then run this Gradio application. That's why this time what I've done is I've put entire Gradio code within one cell, so it's easier for anybody to replicate, like when they take the code from me. So now what happens with the Gradio is we are loading the libraries, and we are loading the libraries, Whisper libraries. Then the next thing is we are converting the video into MP3. We have a function for that. So we take an input video and convert into audio file, and now translate it, and now then we create the subtitle, and finally we write the subtitle on the video, and then finally we return the path. We don't return the file because the video is stored in your current directory. We return the path of the video which goes as input parameter for the output video. So in Gradio, we are using blocks. If you had watched my yesterday's tutorial, we had used interface at the time. I just want to keep on, introducing different aspects. So today we are using blocks, quite easy. So we have got gr.blocks, and inside the blocks we have got a group, and inside the group we have got a box, and within the box we have got a row, and in the row we have two things. One is the input video, the second is the output video. So these two are going to be parallel like this because it's one row, input output, and below that we have the generate button somewhere here because it's one box. And once you click the button, you are going to invoke the function or call the function translate, which is what we have here, and it's going to take the input video path and then the output video path. Now, do you have to figure out how to handle this? No, you don't have to, because thank goodness Gradio has got this function where you've got gr.video, and when you say gr.video, you can now specify whether you want to capture the webcam, whether you want to let the user upload it, whether you want to let the user play, all those things. So you have the input video and then you have the output video. So depending upon whether that's an input component or output component, Gradio will enable uploading or non-uploading option, like whether like somebody should have an upload feature or not. Gradio takes care of it. If you want to give it explicitly, there is an argument that you can use, but otherwise also you don't have to mind. Now you have the button name, and then we have the action. When the button is clicked, invoke the function, take this input, take this output. And then we have a small footer for my branding. This is by OpenAI, and demo is created by one little coder, blah blah blah, done. Finally launch the blog. Once you launch it, you will get something like this. On the Google Colab notebook, you will get the URL, and once you click the URL, you're going to get something like this, like in this place where you can upload a video and then you can see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to refresh this and show you so that you know in real time how much time it takes. I'm not going to edit this part. I'm going to click upload. I'm going to add the Tamil one, like the one that I did, the Tamil one, and I'm going to double click it. So this is basically a 20 seconds video. I'm clicking generate subtitle at this point, subtitle video, and you can see that it started. On Google Colab, we are leveraging the GPU, so it's going to be faster than what you see on the Hugging Face Hugging Face Spaces. But also I'll quickly show you how to do that on Hugging Face Spaces as well. Currently it has taken about 19 seconds. Let me know in the comment section what you, it took 19 seconds. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this kind of project. This is a project which has really good potential to become a commercial application. I mean, if you become rich with this application, don't forget to mention my name. So now I'm going to play this. She's asking, do you always have this button? And the person is saying, I have. Like, that's why they have got it. So you saw that there is Tamil and also English, and it does a really good job, except in one place where she talks about going and dropping milk packets. So it asks getting milk packet. And you saw that is an English, Indian English, like Indian accent, and it does a very good job of mixing both the languages and doing it. So this is quite an amazing thing. Now this is a temporary deployment. Like we have completed the second stage of the video where we have successfully made a Gradio application, and this is temporary, right? As it stays as long as the Google Colab session is persistent. What if you want to do a permanent deployment? I mean, if you have your own server, if you have your own GPU, that's a totally different topic altogether. But if you want to use a cost-effective or free solution at this point, I'm going to introduce you to Hugging Face Spaces. Hugging Face Spaces, we have got enormous tutorials on Hugging Face Spaces. Hugging Face Spaces is one of the verticals of Hugging Face, where you can upload a web application. At this point, you can upload three kinds of web application: a Streamlit application, a Gradio application, and vanilla HTML, CSS, JavaScript. When I say vanilla, like it's not necessarily vanilla. Like you can also have TensorFlow, JS, all those things. But let's say a static web application, Gradio, Streamlit. So the way it works is you go to your profile, click new space. Make sure you have got an account in Hugging Face and then log in. So you can create a temporary space name. You give a space name, set a license, click Gradio and then create new space. After you create new space, next what you have to do is you have to create files. Like if you know Git, you can connect it to Git and all those things. But otherwise, you can create, like use this button add file and then add two files. The first file that you should add is the requirements.txt, the TensorFlow and Whisper from like exactly what we installed at the top. And rest everything is FFmpeg, and FFmpeg is available on the Linux machine that is provisioned to us. Next thing is you can copy the entire code, what we did there, and then paste it here, except very few changes. One of the changes, you have to mention in the options, like in the transcribing option or translating option, you have to say FP16 is equal to false. On Google Colab, when we have a GPU, we are saying the floating point precision should be 16. That will not work on a CPU. Right now, by default, you don't get a GPU on Hugging Face space, you get only CPU. So that's the only change that you have to do. But after you do that, you will get a very nice environment like this. The inference time will of course take a long because because it's on CPU, but it works on CPU. I think it took about 230 seconds, 40 seconds. What is it? It's like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, but it actually works, and the video is really good. Once the video is ready, then you can right click it and then just download the video, save the video. That's it. So at the end of this process, you would have successfully built and deployed a Gradio. And like for example, if you hit any error, click this button, see logs, and then see the logs. Like it will actually tell you like if something is going wrong. That will help you. Like even if you are going to comment on my channel video saying that this is not working, this log would help you what is not working fine for you. So at the end of this video, you would have a successfully built YouTube Shorts video captioning application. Like I said, there are very less free alternatives or mostly commercial applications at this point, and we are doing it using state-of-the-art automatic speech recognition or speech-to-text model from OpenAI Whisper, and we have built the front end using Gradio, and we have successfully deployed it on Hugging Face basis. The inference running completely on CPU. I hope this video was helpful to you. All the necessary link will be in the YouTube description. Make sure you check it out. Share it with your friends. Let me know what you make, or let me know what you think about this idea. But before we go further, I would like to give a very quick shout out to Vijay Bhaskar. So this entire thing kind of came to me today when Vijay Bhaskar, 1 minute, let me quickly show you that. Yeah, when Vijay Bhaskar actually was talking about this, and like Vijay Bhaskar had shared a video, and then like he had actually done this thing. So that gave me this idea. So thanks to Vijay Bhaskar, the tweet was a huge inspiration, and thanks for tagging me. This kind of gave me that spark to create this tutorial and to create this application. I didn't know it is possible. I kind of got lucky when I did that. But again, like credit where it's due, the idea came from Vijay Bhaskar. So I hope this video was helpful to you in learning how to build a YouTube captioning software or application using OpenAI Whisper and Gradio. Any questions, let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.